Have you ever wanted to be a sponsored fingerboarder? Yeah, me too. So I'm putting myself to the test to see if I can learn some of the most difficult fingerboarding tricks in hopes of one day getting sponsored, and I'm taking you guys along for the ride. This is the road to sponsorship. Part 2. Today I'm going to try switch pop shove nose grind because I am terrible at switch pop shoves and I want to see if I can actually get it onto the rail and land in a nose grind. So first I started off by practicing a few simple switch pop shoves to make sure I could actually get some height on them. Then I tried to do some switch pop shoves into nose manual so I could get used to landing on the nose of my board. After I got the hang of those and I was feeling confident, it was time to get out the rail and start trying this trick for real. But first I thought it would be good to practice some switch 50-50s to make sure I could even switch pop onto the rail. And then I did a couple switch nose grinds to get used to that as well. And then on my very first attempt of actually trying the trick, I got my switch pop shove onto the rail and landed in a 50-50, which really surprised me. And then after a few more switch pop shove 50-50s and switch big spin front boards, I managed to land two perfect ones back to back, and I thought to myself, man, this challenge was way too easy. Let's add a kickflip at the end, which ended up being an absolutely horrible idea. I started by doing a couple more switch pop shove nose grinds to make sure I really had them on lock. And then right as I thought I had a handle on this trick, I kept doing other switch pop shove grind variations that I wasn't even trying. I did a switch shove nose slide, switch shove willy grind, and about a million switch shove 50-50s. But then when I finally locked into another switch shove nose grind, I accidentally did a double flip out. And while that was probably harder than doing just one kickflip, it wasn't what I was trying, so I kept at it. So then after a bunch more switch 50-50s and switch big spin front boards, I finally did a switch shove nose grind, but then I did this horrible kickflip out that kind of just flopped on the ground. So then I went back to trying switch shove nose grind on its own, and it was still super easy for me, so I was convinced that I could do the kickflip out. I even managed to do a switch shove front feeble, which is super sick, but it's not what I'm trying, so we gotta keep at it. So after a bunch more switch pop shove 50-50s, I finally landed one, but my finger was under the board for some reason, and I did a perfect kickflip out. And then I would underflip it, or I would overflip it, or I would flick it right off the table. And then I did another switch pop shove nose grind double flip out, which is so annoying. But then finally, after ages and ages of trying, I managed to land two back to back, but they were pretty sloppy, so we still got to do two to make it true. But at this point I was locked in and I was able to land on them pretty consistently, although they were pretty sloppy. And then after a few more over rotated kickflips and a few switch pop shove primo grinds,
oh no,
I finally managed to land a super clean one and roll away, even if my hair was in the way. So let me know in the comments what trick you want to see me try next, and follow me at HunkFB so you can see if I can finally get sponsored.